2024 INEOS Grenadier, we will be installing the Baja Designs kit by Agile Off-Road. This vehicle is equipped with the overhead auxiliary power switch panel, which we will be using switch EXT5 as per the instructions. This is not a complete video with full instructions on everything because I was by myself and I had to do this with one hand and found it kind of a little challenging, but I hope you get some tips off it if you decide to do your own. Really, the most difficult thing I found to do was actually getting to the wiring to get a good connection. Other than that, this is pretty straightforward.
So these are T30s, these are T40s. The T40s have a shoulder. The shorter T40 has a shoulder that goes on the bottom and the longer goes on the top. So once you get those bolts out, go ahead and tug it, and you can see this corner right here. So I use this pry tool, and over on this corner it gets a little sticky, so you just kind of work it real carefully. Just mind this piece and it pulls out just like that. This corner right here, pull this out, pop it out like that, just pull. Okay, so now we've got the painted headlight bezels off. Okay, there's 4 clips up here. They look like bolt heads. They have a T30. You don't even need a ratchet or anything, you just do it by hand. Unwind these, because these are clips, they're not bolts. So we'll unwind them, and I use a cat paw to pull it out, just like that. You don't want to take these out all the way, because the head actually helps you pull the insert part out. Now you see how that whole thing came out like that. You can either stick a cat paw in and pull this out, or you can screw this in partially and pull the whole thing. I like to keep them together. You see the way these work is when that screws in there, it flares those little legs out right there. Okay, you see we have the top gasket off. We got the bezels off. All we have left is these, I believe, T40s here and here. And we should be able to pull the grill off at that point. The lights are attached to the grill, so when you're pulling off, you be careful. And then there's a connector in the back at the disconnect. So here are the 3, one here, here, and here. They're shouldered T30 bolts. And don't forget this one here. Now we're going to do the similar with these T30s right here. Okay, so now we have the bolts from the instructions taken out, but down below, behind and down under the bumper, are 2 screws. And you can see they're still attached. It should give enough room to access the lights and the screws. I think those are T25s that hold those in. So we're just going to put like a block or something to keep this wedged. That'll save us the time in removing the bumper to access those other screws. Okay, so we took the 4 screws out from the back, And this should pop out here to give you access to the light. Okay, so this popped out. You can see it's got these little ball-in, push-in studs that go down there. I disconnected that connector first. I got a little cat paw and just kind of worked around the edge and pop right out real easily. Okay, there are the two wires we're looking for, right there. And we're gonna cut that little piece of tape to access them. I think it's purple and black or something. Okay, there they are. It's gonna be fun getting to them, but there they are. Okay, we just checked voltage, put the ignition key on and flipped EXT5 switch and checked that end of that purple wire, and it's hot. Turn everything off and continue on. I at first mistook that for the wiring that we need. That's a different one. This one's located up close to the master reservoir. See, it was taped right there. Okay, so we got to that wiring there, and we got that heat shrink. We're going to wrap it in some tape, and right now we just got it laying out, so we're going to test it. All right, go ahead and flick EXT5. Okay, yeah, whoa, those work. Wow. Okay, turn it off. Okay, so we've removed the 3 grommets just with a pair of needle nose, just pull them out from the other side. But what I noticed is that the way this light is wired, the harness is pointing up. Let's mount it in, so I drilled an 1 1/8" hole saw hole there, so I could run this through, and it wouldn't have to bend back down to go through that hole, because as you can see, it would kind of kink a little bit. I like these little sticky pads for wiring. We'll put that there, and it's got a 4-way to put a zip tie. Makes a real clean install. You'll see. Like that. Same thing down here. You can go from this mess to that. A little cleaner. As you can see, I taped down the old harness. Used some of that Tessa tape. Love that stuff. It's a factory look. This is Tessa tape. Okay, so there's the finished product. I think it came out pretty good.